Greetings, fam. Greetings, family. It's Empress D, obviously in nature. Glistening. Oh my gosh, my forehead is shiny. From the sun, it's so wonderful out. Look. It's, and no, like, clouds covering or anything right now. Family, I hope you guys are well and taking the opportunity every day to devote time to yourself, whether you choose to use it in nature or doing something else that will benefit you. I hope that you're doing that for yourself every day, family. We're at the point where we really have to be taking care of ourselves to thrive in this environment that we're living in. We have to control what we can control. And some of the things that we can control is how we care for ourselves, right? We can control whether or not we choose to eat in a manner that's serving us. We choose whether or not to exercise or not. We choose whether or not to take time in nature every day or not. See, it's all choices, right? So we can control that. And the rest, some of it we can't control, but we control what we can, right? And in that way, you kind of control your outcomes, right? And I've been fortunate to kind of figure that out from a young age. It's not a mystery to me because I've really looked back at my childhood, my origins, and the circumstances and the environment that I grew up in, and I have really evaluated how that environment shaped who I am today. And there's such a correlation, family, and I encourage everybody to do that because that's part of getting to know yourself, is looking at your family of origin, the environment and circumstances that you grew up in, specifically age 0 to 7. And so the circumstances in which you grew up in, the environment, what you were exposed to, that kind of really molds the basis of who you are. And quite often, the dysfunctions that we exhibit or display in our adult years are as a result of the way that we were cultivated and raised, the environment in which we were raised in. Let me give an example. So let's say you grow up in a family where it's a nuclear family. There's a mother and a dad, and it's a loving environment. You see dad loving on mom, mom loving on dad. Everybody was working together as a unit. There's a lot of peace and harmony in the home. You grow up in that environment. That's what you know. That's what you know the world to be. You think the world to be a loving and kind environment. So you'll step out into the world and you'll, with that perception, and you would quickly learn that the majority of people don't come with that disposition. And so that's why I'm saying it's the environment in which you were cultivated in shapes how you view the world. And therefore, it shapes who you become, right? So it's very interesting. And so I've really delved into mine and studied it and examined it and had lots of aha moments, right? And so I encourage everybody to do it. It's not easy and it's often painful. And, you get like stunned with information that you're like, I am today years old when I learned this about my entire existence. And it's not easy, but really worthwhile, right? And whatever you have to experience, the feelings and emotions you experience by those realizations are feelings and emotions necessary for that evolution, right? It's for you to grow and evolve and learn from. That's all it is. It's to make you a better person, right? Anyway, it's to further you on your journey. So every pain is for a reason. It's a lesson. There's a lesson in every pain, right? And the quicker that we learn that lesson from that pain is where we don't have to repeat it. That's what they often say, right? And then there's also initiation tests that no matter how much you're learning, you're still going to get peppered with tests. And that's one one thing that happens as well. But family, what it's all about, quite frankly, is really knowing yourself, being honest about yourself and your existence, and trying to learn and grow, right? And I find that, and it's so, you would think that everybody's on that journey to be honest about themselves and learn and grow, but I'm trying to be from a really non-judgmental, like a really neutral. I'm coming from a neutral vantage point, in that I have no judgment. I don't judge, because for me it's very obvious, and I don't, and I know it's probably unique, and not everybody experiences this, but for me, it I see where people are coming from, and where we are at present is a reflection of essentially the work that we've put in terms of wanting to be our best self in whatever arena of life you choose, preferably all arenas of life. Your present situation is an expression of the work that you've put in. And I hope that makes sense, right? I always say, and I this is something I live by, you get out what you put in, right? You get out what you put in. I don't know how people expect certain outcomes, certain positive and abundant outcomes, when they haven't put in the action to achieve that, right? You can hope all you want and manifest and affirm all you want, the things that you want, but without action, it can't happen, because you are the vessel through which it must happen. So, family, we're in a time where it's not, you gotta, it's about being the best self we can be. We can't mess around anymore. It's not play time, because there's so much happening that we have to be secure in ourselves, in terms of who we are and our power. I was going to say what we're capable of, but it's more of our power, because what it is at this stage of the game, we have to recognize how powerful we are as human beings, much more powerful than you can imagine. And they're leading us to believe that artificial intelligence will once take over and be better than the human, but that can never be. To replicate human emotion is a feat that's I don't think is possible, and I don't think is possible for the artificial intelligence to do. I really don't, because human emotion is unique to every, like, we're the only ones that have this, and a lot of other beings envy the human being for having that ability to feel so deeply, right? We're one of the unique creatures that has empathy. So family, that's what's up. I don't even know where we started, but this is where we're gonna end. Look how beautiful the day is. Like, you can't be like in your house all the time, family. There's so much outside to explore and experience. And I don't know why we've been conditioned to be, especially as melanated beings, we're always inside. Like, we're supposed, like, look at this. This is our natural environment. Oh, anyway, I encourage you guys, family. It's getting nice in North America, right? In the northern part of North America. So let's get outside, right? Let's start the habit now and carry it through all year round. Thank you for taking the time to listen to this message, family. I love and I value each and every one of you. One love.